So, the San Diego International Auto Show wrapped up on 1 January. So, what did it bring new to the world of EVs? Well, I guess we got to talk about that right now. Hi, this is Rich and welcome to Wings, Wheels, and Wires, with a special thanks to Massey Nissan El Cajon for the free tickets as part of their military appreciation program. So let me start with saying this video is a little later than I planned on doing it because I sidelined it to do this video that was breaking news on a Model Y that actually didn't get very many views. So when you're done with this, if you could click that, it'll also be in the description down below. It's pretty important. This is my second year attending the San Diego International Auto Show, and while most of it was pretty similar last year, there were some important key differences. Let's start over in the Chevy area. They had the Equinox, Blazer, and Silverado EVs. Now, these EVs were all present last year, but they didn't have them all open to jump in and play with, which is a big difference this year. And being able to check all these out on the inside, I was really surprised on how very similar the display in each one of them is. They've definitely seems like they've taken a page from Tesla's playbook on standardization. While I can't claim to be a fan of this cookie cutter designing, it is a vital step towards lowering the production costs through economies of scale. And they can use this to become profitable and hopefully offer EVs at a more affordable price. Over at Toyota, they had a new offering in the hybrid category. The Crown Sedan is an interesting and vaguely cool kind of vehicle, and now it has a big brother. They now have the Crown SUV. It does look pretty cool, just too bad you didn't make it electric, Toyota. The next area I came across was this collection of Corvettes hosted by the Corvette Owners Club of San Diego. Now, yes, I know they're not electric, but who could pass up a chance to check out these beautiful classics? Speaking of nice-looking gas cars, this Nissan Z is pretty sexy. Please, Nissan, make an electric version. I'll even give you the name for it for free. You can call it the EZ. Comment down below, would you buy an EZ? If you are enjoying this video, please hit that like button down below. While you're down there, hitting the subscribe button would greatly support the channel. And, of course, don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And stand by to the end of the video to hear my new subscriber shoutouts. Moving on over to Ford, there is nothing new here. Just the Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning. Also not new is the Kia EV9. What is new is its sister car, the Ioniq 9. This vehicle is still in pre-production, so I didn't get to hop in and play with it, but it does look pretty cool, and I plan to keep an eye on it. I am a huge fan of the Kia EV9. I'm just not a fan of the way Kia has the configuration set up. Like, for example, you can only get the 7-seater in their lowest and shortest range trim package. Hopefully, Hyundai does a better job with their trim levels, and maybe they'll do really well with it. By the way, tell me what you think of the design. I honestly like the design of the EV9 a lot better, but I'd love to hear your opinion. Comment down below. Next, we have Honda with their first real EV. Now, I'm sure right now there's somebody typing in the comment section, you're wrong. Honda already had the Honda E starting in 2020. To which I say, first, this vehicle was not available in the United States. And second, it was discontinued after 3 years after having only sold 12,500 units worldwide. So, back to what I said before, the Prologue is Honda's first real EV. Too bad this real EV isn't really a Honda. That's right, this vehicle is actually built on the same Ultium platform as the Chevy Blazer. Which, if I'm being really honest, the Chevy Blazer is both cheaper and looks better. Of course, for looks, the Prologue's upscale sibling, the Acura ZDX, has them both beat. Unfortunately, with a starting price of $64,500, I will pass. Thank you very much. Speaking of paying too much for what you get, this year we had the ID Buzz. Now, it was present last year as a display-only model. This year they have the production version. And I got to tell you, I really want to like this vehicle, but with a starting price of $59,990 for an EV with only 234 miles of range in 2025? I just can't. Tell me down below. How about you? Would you be willing to pay that price for this vehicle? Something else new this year is that McLaren had their own section. Now, I realize these cars still run on dyno corpses, but these things are so sexy. And, my birthday's coming up in a few months, and I can tell you if you want to buy me something, that teal one is just my size. Now, we all know that I'm not a fan of driving gas cars. I even did a video on it right there. But with these looks and a 0 to 60 of 2.9 seconds, I will very much try to make an exception. And while it may not be new, here is the Lexus RX 300e, which is basically an up-branded version of the BZ4X, which is an underwhelming entry made by Toyota. But to Toyota's credit, they actually do make these vehicles. I'm looking at you, Honda. Anyway, the Lexus version is much better looking than the Toyota version, and this black hooded version is fairly sexy. Wonder where they got the inspiration. And last, but certainly not least, is Electric Avenue, where you had multiple other EVs on display. Like this GMC Sierra, which if you ask me is actually one of the best looking electric pickup trucks on the market. Unfortunately, like all electric pickup trucks, it's horribly overpriced, with a starting price of $89,900. Oof. Oh, and remember that Acura ZDX I mentioned earlier? Well, there was one here over in the Electric Avenue, and you can see just how much better this vehicle looks, with the exception of one kind of odd and more than a little disturbing design choice. Can't help but think I've seen this design somewhere before. Also, they had a Lucid Air, which has been stuck in my mind ever since I did the review. You can watch it right here. This is not the type of vehicle I'm in the market for, but more and more, I really wish it was. Last up in Electric Avenue is this Volvo EX90. Now, with 7 seats, a frunk, and a range of 310 miles, this vehicle seems like a real contender. Unfortunately, with a starting price of $79,995, there are some better options out there. Now, you might be tempted to give it a little slack being a luxury European vehicle, except that Volvo is not European anymore. It's actually owned by the Chinese company Geely. Or is it Geely? Not really sure. Let me know down below if you know. Alright, anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Stick around for the subscriber shout out, and here's a video YouTube thinks you're going to like.